Hello there everybody, Spider-Knight2 aka Nightmare, and welcome back to DS Irae. My bad, you guys were kind enough to tell me exactly how it was pronounced, so thank you very much for that. It is pronounced DS Irae. Alright, thank you. Now I can stop mispronouncing it. Anyway, in the last episode we had ourselves a, decapitation. As to who committed the decapitation, I've no idea, other than somebody that would have to have some sort of sword or a very sharp blade. Also, well, it was just genuinely dark, and I'm pretty sure I annoyed some people with my terrible Igor impression. Oh, I am gonna try to make the Ren voice a little bit less, gravelly. Apparently I had fallen asleep at some point. I opened my eyes to see. I couldn't believe myself. It was already completely dark out. I was lucky I didn't get sick. Maybe it was true what they said about idiots not catching colds. I don't know, I'm an idiot and I managed to catch quite a few colds. I rose from the bench I'd been lying on. I checked the time on my phone, 6:30 p.m. It wasn't terribly late, but seeing how it was winter, it was already pitch black outside. In the distance, I could still see lights on in the school's offices. The idea of being caught by a teacher wasn't appealing. I'd had enough lectures for one day. Oh, of course. I headed back to the classroom to pick up my stuff, only to find... You moron! Go and get held back for a year for all I care! Gah! A lovely note from Kasumi taped to my desk. But she had no reason to be concerned. My grades were better than hers. Since this was a college prep school, they were willing to turn a blind eye to most things as long as you did well on tests. That said, the incident with Shiro might not have fallen under most things, but... Setting that aside, I tore the note off the desk, rolled it up, and launched it at the trash can. I totally sunk the free throw. I left the classroom after paying my respects to Kasumi's rancorous missive. The school was more than a little creepy at night. No wonder so many people reported ghost sightings during the summer months. I wasn't a fan of ghosts myself. If I had to say why, it was because they were immune to physical attacks. Yeah, that's true. You could try punching them, kicking them, whacking them with the bat, whatever, and it wouldn't do a damn thing. Meanwhile, they were able to mess with us all they wanted. You could hardly call that playing fair. Surely I wasn't the only one who found that a bit unsophisticated. As I was walking down the hall, entertaining myself with silly ponderings on ghosts, something outside the window caught my eye. No, Kasumi's probably down there. The lights were on. Himuro had said that the club activities would probably be suspended, which meant... Probably. I couldn't think of any other explanation. Surely she wasn't trying to develop some new technique to take on the murder on the loose. Right? Unfortunately, I couldn't just leave her here now that I knew. What Himuro had told me earlier was still on my mind too, I guess. Setting aside the issue of whether or not she really needed me escorting her, we took the same path back home anyway. I found just the person I was expecting to find in the dojo, but... I had come here thinking we'd go through our usual routine, with me giving her a hard time and sidestepping her subsequent scolding. Kasumi, however, was clearly not in the playful mood right now. When it came to kendo, she didn't cut corners or make compromises. She handled her bamboo sword with a quiet dignity, with nary a trace of her usual rambunctious demeanor to be found. Staring at her steadfast expression, I found myself starting to understand why the younger girls swooned over her. I felt like it would be wrong, somehow, to call out to her, so I just leaned against the shoe rack and watched her practice. I wasn't very familiar with kendo, but if memory served, that pose was the Saigen Kamae, one of the most basic techniques. She sure was diligent. Here was someone who placed in national tournaments staying late in order to practice their fundamentals. Well, I guess that was probably part of why she was so strong. I'd been watching her for a few minutes now. She'd probably been practicing for much longer, of course, but her form hadn't wavered a bit. It called to mind the image of a Buddhist priest meditating. Was this what they called clearing one's mind? Where they basically they're so into what they're doing that the outside world is pretty much an afterthought and they don't even acknowledge it, I imagine. As I watched her, I suddenly wondered if she had some specific reason for going out of her way to maintain a steady presence of mind like this. I mean, that was kind of the idea of martial arts in general, but...
本当に強いやつは何もしなくたって強いんだよ。
I recalled what Shiro had once said while watching one of Kasumi's matches.
最初から強いやつにはリハも稽古も必要ない。武道は弱いやつが強くなろうとする手段で、だから精神論が幅利かすのさ。礼に始まり、礼に終われって、そういう具合に。元が弱いから力に耐性ないんだろうな。自分を律するのが最優先で、それができなきゃ破綻する。哀れすぎるぜ。まあ仕方ないとは思うけど。つまり、霞はそっち系だ。背伸びしてるあたり可愛いけど、生まれつきじゃないから無理してる。誰かさんとは違うのさ。まったく、なんでこんなことになったのかね。うさぎちゃんに夢見せたのはどこのドイツだ？
Stop calling me that.
レンちゃん。
I still remember the grin on his face as he nudged me at the shoulder. In retrospect, maybe I should have decked him right then and there.
お前、責任取ってやれよ。そもそもあんなことやったから。
What? Give me a break. Where the hell did he get off trying to lecture me about this? Whose fault did he think it was anyway? Pissed me off hearing that sort of thing coming from the mouth of a risk-obsessed psychopath like him. He needed to realize he was nothing more than a fucking dumbass who liked complicating things for the hell of it. Jesus. Language! Oh wait, I'm not even monetized to begin with. I don't even care anymore! That was why I... Howdy!
Oh.
Sorry. Ah, shit. What the hell was I doing?
どうしたの？っていうか、いつからいたの？
About 7 minutes and... Yeah, about 8 minutes.
悪い。ちょっと声かけづらくて。
I had to be out of my mind suddenly going on a trip down that particular memory lane. I pulled my fist out of the shoe rack, my gaze wavering. This is beyond embarrassing.
一緒に帰ろうぜ。物騒だろう、一人だと。
どうしたのよ。変だよね。珍しいよ。
It's because you have the ahogi. If I stick close to the main protagonist of a Danganronpa game, I'll live. Wait a minute.
あんたがそんなこと言い出すなんて。
いや、夜道はおっかないから、お前に守ってもらおうかなと。
ほほー。つまり何？あんたは自分が怖いから私にガードしてくれと？あんたが私を守るんじゃなく？
Nah, I'm sure you're a strong, independent woman. You don't need me protecting you.
その通り。
Unless supernatural powers come into play, and I'm not sure if you have supernatural powers or not. I'm not even entirely sure if I have them. Well, that opening was telling me I need to shut up. Kasumi snapped.
この軟弱者が！それでも男が恥を知れ！あと今思い出した。あんた午後の授業サボったでしょ。どこ行ってたの？
If I told you I fell asleep next to a white-haired girl, would you believe me?
屋上で寝てたんだけど。
は？屋上？信じらんない。何こいつ。呆れた。めまいがするよ。わかった。もういい。ちょっとそこで待ってなさい。着替えてくるから。
Sure. Kasumi stomped off into the changing room, and I could have sworn I heard the earth shake. She poked her head back out.
覗いたら奥義食らわすからね。
Okay. Bam! She slammed the door shut. Well, I guess this turned out more or less how I originally envisioned it. It seemed Kasumi was back to her usual self, if nothing else. Now I just need to stop worrying about stuff in the past myself.
それじゃあお世話になりました。
Kasumi thanked the dojo, locked it, and then headed my way.
お待たせ。どう？何か食べてく？
いや、せっかくだからかすみが何か作ってくれよ。
Say please?
でもそれだと遅くなるよ。
別にいい。どうも俺、他の料理が口に合わない。
Does that count as a compliment?
そうなの？
そう、昼飯は適当だったし腹減ってる。慣れないもんは食いたくないよ。だからかすみの料理がいい。
でも買い置きないし。
Are there any stores that are open?
面倒か？だったら外食で我慢するけど。
いや、そうじゃなくて、そのなんか照れるね。参ったな。
Ow?
そういう風に言われると下手なもの作れないっていうか。
Also, I only just noticed, is that an actual clothing design choice? Because I'm pretty sure that... Never mind. I'm pretty sure there's not supposed to be holes near the shoulders like that.
よし、だったら私頑
I
張っ
forgot to read that!
頼むわ。
Damn it. Oh, thank God she was so simple-minded. You're lucky you don't voice these thoughts, because I'm pretty sure she'd beat the shit out of you. Afterward, we picked up some groceries at the supermarket and headed it home together. Okay, good. It couldn't have been much later than 7 p.m., but there were surprisingly few people still out and about on the streets.
やっぱりみんな怖いんだね。
Well, of course, there's a friggin' there's a beheader wandering around.
だろうな。
You'd have to be crazy to want to go strolling about in a city where there had been a brutal murder the previous day. The smart thing to do would be to stay inside with your doors locked tight. Also, place a chair in front of your door. Make sure there's at least a few feet of plywood covering every window. And then again, I'm just too paranoid. Thinking about it this way, Kasumi and I were being pretty careless going out at night like this, even if we were together.
先生もね、犯人が捕まるまでは各自まっすぐ帰りなさいって。
What else would they say?
でもだったらお前、なんで
それはなんかもう日課になっちゃってるもんだから、今更やめるのも半端だし。それにほら、もしかしたら犯人逮捕とかできるかもしれないし。
I'm not sure a kendo sword would, or a bamboo kendo sword, unless you've actually got a normal sword, would actually work against somebody who has enough strength to completely cut off somebody's head. I mean, I'm not trying to underestimate you, but your rate of success is not very high.
って何よその顔。もしかしてこいつバカだとか思ってるでしょ。
Unless you have supernatural powers, that is. Was she psychic or something? No, you're constantly just... That's why she's able to tell.
お前な、そういうことは公僕に任せとけよ。なんで一女子高生が体張らなきゃならないんだよ。
そこはほら、私正義の味方だし。
Good for her.
前から思ってたけど、お前頭悪いよな。
何？ちょっとあんた失礼よ。
とにかく正義感もほどほどにしとけよな。
I didn't know what sort of person the murderer was, but it was probably safe to say that he was out of his mind if he was going around decapitating people. The average person would almost certainly struggle to maintain their cool when confronting a psychopath like that.
血まみれの凶器持ってニヤニヤ笑って、多分規制上げながら襲いかかってくるやつ相手に、お前の剣道がちゃんと発揮できるかどうかは微妙だぞ。自信あるのか？
どうだろうね。確かにちょっと怖いかも。
You think?
だろ？
Most people have never had to fight for their lives, so it would only be natural to freeze up when thrust into a situation like that. Only experience or a natural predisposition for this sort of thing could help you there. Not that being experienced with or possessing a gift for life and death struggles would be a good thing, mind you.
とにかく物騒なこと考えるなよ。また稽古続けるなら俺も一緒に残るから。
Good.
い 心配してくれてるの？
Oh, you don't. Okay. Okay, going into the mind of Ren. No, you see, here's the thing. If you die, I'm gonna starve to death because I'm not gonna be able to eat anything.
心配だよ。俺一人で帰るのマジ怖いし。
はあ、そうですか。いや、素直で結構だとは思うけどね。でもさ、だいぶ前の調子が戻ってきたね。入院したばっかりの頃はなんだか幽霊みたいになっちゃってたけど。だからね。
Kasumi smiled softly, her expression feeling somehow mature.
今度何かあった時はちゃんと私に話してね。また前みたいに知らないところで無茶しちゃダメだよ。約束。
She stuck out her pinky.
ほら。
Ah, the ultimate promise!
お前、俺の母さんじゃないんだからさ。
Where are your parents?
そんなようなものじゃない。私に守ってほしいんでしょ。ね。
Take the pinky. Do it! I wondered if it might not be better to just go along with her.
善処するよ。
よろしい。
Kasumi grabbed my hand and forcibly intertwined our pinkies. Never thought I'd be engaging in a pinky swear at this age. Next time something happens, be sure you tell me about it. I didn't want more stuff that I felt uncomfortable talking about to happen myself. I was more than over that sort of thing. Unfortunately, I always seem to have bad luck keeping these sorts of promises. So this pinky swear instead seemed ominous to me, like it was a portent of some misfortune to come. Well, if you think like that, you're just gonna jinx it. I couldn't shake that feeling for the rest of the night. After eating dinner, I headed straight to bed, and as soon as I fell asleep, it began. The crimson dream of the guillotine. Am I gonna have to do the damn Igor again? Indeed, the night was red. A beast lurked in the city. Most beasts were of a nocturnal nature, so it was only natural the hunting of this one took place during the night. Oh, wait, we're not actually seeing the dream? And thus the night was stained crimson, with fountains of blood, with dripping pieces of meat, with shattered bones, with the fading embers of life. Thus, the beast satisfied its hunger, slaked its thirst in an endless cycle of limitless gluttony. It continued devouring its prey. However, there were also those that hunted such beasts. Or perhaps it would be more accurate to describe this kind of phenomena as mutual predation instead. A beast in the form of a young woman spoke, a grim expression on her face. She was one of the hunters, but she was fundamentally no different from her prey. Indeed, they were one and the same. They both had become beasts through the same obscene method and took to the hunt for the same reasons. Two beasts of the same forest. If there was a difference to be found between them, it was her youth. But in this case, youth did not equate to inexperience. She had killed far more than the older beast before her. Thus, she had no intention of pursuing her prey at the current time. For now, she would simply step back and observe the situation, waiting for her prey to build experience and mature. She yearned for the day her prey's fangs would grow sharp enough that she could no longer manage them. Let it be said that she was not overestimating her own strength. This was her earnest desire. The hunt would be but a mere farce if her prey was feeble enough to fall to her alone. After all, every one of the hunters was a monster, forged in the flames of hell. Her prey needed to be strong enough to hold its ground against all of them together.
まあ、難しそうな話だけど。
Her words earlier did not speak of her prey's arrival. Her comrades, the hunters, had arrived instead. And thus she understood. The odds of the prey managing to reach their level were so low that they might as well have been zero. Hello? Are you the... Are you the same one that I saw earlier? There was no one to be seen in the area. Her comrades hadn't made their presence known through sight or sound, but she could feel them there. Even if one is asleep, he or she is likely to awaken if several people enter the room, simply from sensing their presence. This was a similar phenomenon. the room that was Surahara City suddenly felt very cramped. If we posited that the density of a normal person's existence was 1, then the density of the 2 who had just arrived was more than 1,000. There could be no doubt that these monsters had devoured more than 1,000 human souls. These were man-eaters far beyond the level of any mere serial killer. They could no longer be called human in any sense of the word. But this was perhaps to be expected. It meant only that they had come prepared. They had made effective use of the past 60 years, it would seem. She had no trouble telling exactly who had arrived. Who could forget such tainted, such utterly abominable souls as theirs?
まったく。
Before the words, "These two are the absolute worst," could pass from her lips, the girl remembered that the descriptor, the absolute worst, applied to all of them just the same and held her tongue.
ともあれ、ようこそシャンバラへ。
ようこそ。お待ちしていましたよ、お二人とも。
A man garbed in a priest's cassock offered his
本
greetings.
当にお久しぶりです。米中尉にマレウス准尉。月並みですが、相変わらずのようですね。
Are we finally going to see the other characters? I mean, I guess we saw them in the beginning, but his voice was calm, even comforting. In contrast, the two beings receiving his greeting emitted a presence that could only be likened to that of a natural disaster. The sick stench of blood hung in the air. The pungent aroma of gunpowder filled the area. The entire world around them reeked with the rotten stench of murder. These were the odors of madness. These were the odors of calamity. These were the odors of demons. The beings gathering atop this bridge were, without exception, utterly removed from the constraints of normalcy. One of the two guests, a young man, sneered at the priest's words.
相変わらずってことは昔のまま進歩ねえって言いたいのかよ、クリストフ。言葉選ばねえと死ぬぞ、てめえ。
Look at this guy. The man's language could hardly be called refined, but he spoke with a grin. The priest returned his own faint smile. The man's skin was fair. Too fair, to the point of being inhumanly pale as if he was cut from wax. However, he did not give off an odor of weakness or sickliness. Far from it. He possessed a certain limber poise, almost reminiscent of a python or other great reptile. Can I get a full body of them so I can actually get a good look at this dude? In
ご
contrast,
きげんよう神父様。
え
あなたは本当に変わってないわね。少し怠けすぎなんじゃないかしら。
Angie, what are you doing here? The sweet voice that resonated next belonged to a young woman, every bit as charming as her voice would suggest. She looked completely unfit to this sinister place. In that sense, she could have been said to give off the strongest impression of any of the creatures gathered atop the bridge. She served as an excellent example of the old adage that every rose had its thorns.
私はしばらく陰性していたものでしてね。まあ怠けているのは今に始まったことでもなし、一応それなりの理由もありますが。
I see you over there, priesting's
いらねえよ、知った仲だ。堅苦しいのはやめようぜ。俺が知りたいのは一つだけだ。今シャンバラには誰と誰が入ってる？
You know what's funny? The only time I've ever even heard of the place called Shambhala was from Full Metal Alchemist Conqueror of Shambhala. Still a very bad movie.
レオンハルト、増年金とバビロンにトバルカイン。そしてあなたたちの計6名ですよ、米中尉。
Okay,
私はあと 4,5 日の間、ここを動けないものでしてね。
Okay, so we got here Leonhardt, Sonnenkein, Babylon, and Tubal-Cain. Okay.
なぜ？
年寄りが出しゃばるなと怒られたのですよ。
ああ？
The man's pale visage twisted in confusion. The girl, on the other hand, seemed to understand what the priest had meant. I'm guessing that must be like... I have no idea where Shiro is, so I'm only going to take a guess that this might be like... possibly Shiro.
クリストフ、あなたさっき レオンハルトって言ったわね。それはバルキュリアの抜け番かしら。
Or wait. No, maybe not. That's okay. Okay, I'm getting the blondes confused. I really should not do that. Okay, so this guy is clearly he must be like a reincarnation of the golden-haired guy that we saw at the beginning alongside I think his name was Mercurius, I believe.
ええ、あなた方も面識はあるでしょう。あのお嬢さん、どうしてなかなか大したものになりましたよ。
Oh, his name is Kristoff. Okay, okay. Valkyria, huh?
へえ。
ほう。
The two of them broke out into broad smirks. Fascinating. Most fascinating. A force to be reckoned with. Then by all means.
二人とも。
The priest, perhaps sensing the building uneasy atmosphere, continued with an authoritative tone.
分かっているとは思いますが、今黒煙卓に空きを作るわけにはいきません。それでは11年前の繰り返しです。たとえ新参でも未熟者でも黄色い劣等であろうとも、彼女の存在はいるのですよ。わかりますね。
ええ、それはもう分かってるわよ。当然じゃない。相変わらず心配性ね。だからここはせっかく女同士なんだし、あの子のことは私に任せていただきません？
Okay, so they must be referring to that girl who had the scar on her neck. So I'm guessing her name is Valkyria.
いいじゃねえか。あんたもあんたで暇じゃねえだろ。これで残ってるのはシュピーネだけだが、あいつはいつ来る？
Speen?
彼はもうしばらくかかるでしょう。
ん？何それ？気になるな。
おいマレウス、言ったろ。別にいいじゃねえか。大公殿が腹黒いことやっててくれりゃ、こっちもいろいろ手間が省ける。俺らは掃除をしてればいいのさ。
Okay, so the white-haired guy must be Malleus. Okay.
掃除っていうか狩りでしょ。メルクリウスのクソ野郎が代理をよこしているんじゃなかったかしら。
順位、副首領閣下に対する不敬な物言いはあまり感心しませんね。
The priest reproached the girl's choice of words, but his tone made it clear that he was doing it out of no more than mere formality. This Mercurius was clearly rather unpopular, but at the same time it did not seem as if they were making light of him. Quite the opposite, in fact. They spoke of him with disgust, with even a hint of fear. This was a man so despised that even his comrades shunned his very existence.
ともあれ、副首領閣下は命役に従い、それを使わしているはずです。あなた方はまず彼を探してください。そう難しいことではないでしょう。
レオンは？あの子は協力してくれないの？
というか、この件に関しては彼女に一任しています。まあ、新兵に経験を積ませるという意味で顔を立ててやってください。
なるほど。
了解。楽しくなりそうよ。
Oh, I imagine.
では、
The priest's tone shifted. The two new arrivals knew it was time to cease with the charades. The look in their eyes grew serious, grim. The very atmosphere around them took on a grave intensity. These were no mere thugs, no mad dogs of war lost in their own power. These were soldiers. The obsidian round table would tolerate no less. The priest spoke.
あらゆる悪も、あらゆる罪も、あらゆる鎖も汝を縛れず、あらゆる禁忌に意味はない。汝の神、汝の主の、汝をこの地へ導きたもう。汝はその手に剣を取り、主の敵を滅ぼし尽くせ。息ある者は一人たりとも残さぬよう、生ある者は一人残らず捧げるよう。男を殺せ、女を殺せ、老婆を殺せ、赤子を殺せ、犬を殺し、牛馬を殺し、ロバを殺し、ヤギを殺せ。
What the hell do you guys have against butts? Oh, I know they're talking about donkeys. They're just using the literal term.
恐れてはならない。 おののいてはならない。疑うことなどしてはならない。汝は騎士、獣の軍勢、神が許し、私が許す。汝の主が全てを許す。獣の総我を自負する者よ、誉れ高きその名を唱えよ。
ビルヘルム・エーレンブルグ。
Wilhelm Ehrenberg.
ルサルカ・マリーア・シュベーゲリン。
汝が名誉は忠誠なり。
So actually, their actual names are Wilhelm and Maria. Okay.
我らが名誉は忠誠なり。
清掃13騎士団国円卓第3位、バレリア・トリファー、クリストフ・ローエングリーンの名において、ここに汝らを祝福する。
You know, if you took Longinus Dryzen Order's Obsidian Round Table and you just remove the L and the T, you'd get the door. Number 3 of the door. After a brief pause, the ceremony had drawn to a close. The three spoke in unison.
ジークハイル・ビクトリア。
What? Oh, that's pretty cool. Der el Dio in Shambhala, 613. Tubal Cain, number 2. That's like a demonic face right there. Number 8. Malleus Maleficarium. That must be the red-haired girl. Number 4. Kaziklu Bey. I see white hair, so that only tells me that might be, oh god, what's that? What the, you know. Number 5, Leonhardt August. That was the girl from earlier, okay. I can't really get a good look at number 6, Sonnenkind. And Babylon Magdalene. Tell. Swastika, 0 out of 8. Chapter, El Infinite de la Punition. End. Was that a score of something? Okay. Other story, Werewolf Unlocked.
あなたは基地感というものを経験したことがあるだろうか。
You mean like deja vu?
騎士ではなく基地。
Ah, damn it.
すでに知っている感覚。
Well, I did have a dream one night where I predicted what was going to happen in one of my 6th grade classes, and everything happened the next day perfectly as my dream predicted.
それは五感六感に至るまでありとあらゆる感覚器官に訴えるもの。例えばこの風景は見たことがある。この酒は飲んだことがある。この匂いは嗅いだことがある。この音楽は聞いたことがある。この女は抱いたことがある。そしてこの感情は前にも抱いたことがある。
I guess in that sense, no.
錯覚。脳の誤認識が時に生み出すなかなか風情ある一種の錯覚。あなたはそれを経験したことがあるだろうか。
If I'm understanding it correctly, no.
例えば我々は
Oh!
以前も戦争に負けていたと。
さて、それはそうなってみなければわからない。そうなってみて初めてそうだったと思うがゆえの基地感である。あなたのそれはただの予感だ。いや、破滅願望と言うべきか。この戦争、あなたは負けると思われるのか？
I mean, it's a possibility.
ああ、負けるだろう。
なぜそう思われる獣殿。あなたはゲシュタポを掌握し、総統閣下の真熱き身。破竹の勢いで勝利を続ける我が軍の勇姿を知らぬわけではありますまい。
ならば問おう。K は長官殿や総統閣下が無双する千南帝国とやらの完成を信じているのか。希代の賢人、空前にして絶後の魔術師、世界の真理に最も近いとさえ言われるヘルメス・トリスメギストス。
It seems like pretty much every character here seems to have multiple names. Because if that's, I thought the black black-robed character with the dark hair was named Mercurius, but Hermes Trismegistus?
K ほどの男があのような愚か者どもの絵図を肯定するか。私はそう思わない。
Maybe I'm just getting these names wrong.
彼らだけなら確かに私も思わない。だが、この国にはあなたがいる。それを手にした者は必ず世界を支配すると言われた運命の槍の正統後継者、黄金の獣、破壊の君。あなたがここにいる以上、敗北などありえない。
だが、彼らは私を殺すつもりだ。
ほう。
初耳だなどとは言えぬだろう。帝都にあって、K の知らぬことなどは、それこそ、微塵もありえまい。
あなたは死なれるおつもりか？
事実としての生死はさじだ。彼らの中で私という存在がそのように位置づけられたことに意味がある。もはや取り返しは効かない。
なるほど。確かに死者を、概念はどうあれ生き返らせることなど不可能だ。私でさえそれはできない。死者は死んだ者ゆえに生者へ反転させることなど不可能である。この法則は甘くない。女子供の夢物語はまさしく寝言と同義同列。
I'm pretty sure, does reincarnation count?
故に法則を曲げたければ夢物語を排除せよ。
祈れば叶う、泣けば奇跡が舞い降りる。そのようなデウスエクスマキナ、私に言わせれば最も抱きすべき邪悪でしかない。もしかような法則が成り立つなら、我が祈りは宇宙開闢すら起こしただろう。万人に都合のいい幸せな夢などない。この世界は容赦なく、慈悲もなく、血と狂気でできている。故に我が意を通したければ、血と狂気に染まるのみ。一人の聖者が欲しければ、その数千倍の死者を捧げよう。破壊より再生の方が難しい。誰しも何かを奪い合う世界においては、それもまた真理の一つ。しかし、あなたは自らの死を回避するつもりがないよ
That was
う
an
だ。
accident.
少なくとも長官殿や総統閣下にはそう思わせておきたいと見える。
Is that pronounced Reichführer?
メメントモリ。座右の銘でな。人はいつか死ぬということを忘れてはならない。死は重い。
だがそれゆえに、あなたは生死を超越するにふさわしい。
超越は K のルーンだったろう。私が司るのは破壊のみだ。
法則を破壊するから超越できる。前言を修正しよう。破壊は再生よりもたやすいが、再生よりも意義がある。いや、元に戻す必要などそもそもない。
どういう意味かな？
Please?
繰り返すということは存外に苦痛であるという意味だ、獣殿。例えばそう、あなたといえども幼年期はあっただろう。その自分、一日がとても長く感じられはしなかったか？一年とは永遠と同義に値するものではなかったか？
確かに子供であったなら世界は未知で溢れている。知らぬことが多い以上、学ぶべきことが膨大である以上、時はゆっくりと流れるだろ
う。しかり、まさしくその通り。すなわち人の一生とは未知のものを学び、基地のものへと変える作業に他ならない。
This is getting beyond philosophical, but I'm actually enjoying it. I'm honestly having I'm having a bit of trouble just trying to come up with anything witty or anything to retort with.
それがゆえにこう思う。毎夜毎夜同じ説教を繰り返す父、同じ料理を与える母、 同じ笑顔しか浮かべぬ隣人、同じ声で泣く小鳥、同じ匂いしかしない家。
I mean, there's really not much I can say whenever I'm actually enjoying the conversation between two beings that are basically above humanity or transcendent beyond it.
究極、同じようにしか沈まぬ太陽。はあ、なんとつまらない。世界はこんなにも退屈だ。これを老いと人は言う。一歩一歩着実に死へと向かっていく強行軍。だがそれでも年月とともに減っていくとはいうものの、未知を経験できるだけ幸せだ。生きているのだから人は。
つまり K は未知を経験できない者は生きていないと。
Because he knows everything?
仮に、もし仮に生まれた時から未知を排除された存在がいたとする。基地官。彼の性はすでに知っている世界ですでに知っている出来事だけを繰り返し繰り返し見せられるのみ。
It's basically the same thing as knowing everything. You would not be surprised by anything, and you probably would eventually just become dead to your own emotions. And yeah, I could kind of see why you'd consider the world to be dull in that sense, because you can't really experience any of it.
なんという地獄の苦しみであることか。始まりから生きていないのだから死ぬこともできない。いな、死ねない。私はこの世界に生まれたという証が欲しい。苦しいほどに未知が欲しい。私はあなたにこの世界の残虐なる秘密を享受しようとしている。それを聞く勇気は終わりか。あなた以外の誰にも話そうとしなかった真理に最も近いとやらいう秘密を。
答える前に一つ。なぜ K はそれを私にだけ明かそうとする？
私があなたを畏敬申し上げているからだ。獣。あなたは強い。あなたは美しい。そしてあなたは恐ろしい。私の生とは呼べぬ人生にあって、あなたほど地獄に近い人間は見たことがない。あなたを除けば、あなたは私が知り得る中で最も悪魔に近い人間だ。
陳腐だな、カール。悪魔などという呼び名、珍しくもない。
究極に近くなるほど形容する言葉は陳腐になるもの。火を水のようだとは言いますまい。火は火のように、水は水のように、そしてあなたは悪魔のように。
You take that as a compliment?
あなたは私を魔術師と言ったが、あいにく好みはそのようなものではない。単純に言い表せるのは強き者のみ。私は弱くいい加減だ。常に本質が揺れ動き、名前だけでも幾百幾千と持っている。弱い、どうしようもなく脆い。それが私。あなたのごとき絶対とは比べるべくもない希少な存在。しかしだからこそ分かることもあるのです。答えをお聞かせ願いたい。
よかろう。 K は私を絶対と言ったが、たった今私にもそう思うものができた。カール、我が友。私も K を畏敬している。 K の秘密に触れたいと願う。それすらも基地官とやらの輪のうちなのか。
The bromance is real.
残念ながらそのようだ。そうなってみて初めてそうだったと思うがゆえの基地官である。口惜しい、呪わしい。あなたと出会い、あなたほどの地獄に触れてもまだ私は生きていない。このままでは死ねない。
なるほど、わかるぞ、その無念。
ならばご理解いただけるか。 あなたが破壊を司るなら。
面白い。全てを壊すか。
そう。この国を、この世界を、目につくもの全てを壊そう。
Okay, that's certainly... Okay, sure, why not?
天国も地獄も神も悪魔も三千大千世界の全てを壊そう。壊したことがないものを見つけるまで、このゲットを超越するまで。
Ghetto?
それこそが。
ああ、そういえば私と K は前にもこの話をしていたな。
しかりしかり、100億回も繰り返した。我々は未だこの牢獄に囚われている。故に彼がいるのですよ。
He referring to me, maybe?
ザラトゥストラが。
Ah, Zarathustra. Whoever that is. Wait. Oh well. Chapter 2. Xenophobia. Okay. Oh. Oh dear. Suruhara City's serial decapitation murder case death toll rises to 7. On December 4th, around 6:30 a.m., an employee of a diner located on the Suruhara City bypass discovered local salaryman Masayuki Shibuya, 28, and his friend and coworker Mitsunori Oda, 28, collapsed in the diner parking lot. He notified the police. As both victims were decapitated, the Suruhara City Police Department had ruled this the work of the serial killer currently terrorizing Suruhara City. The police have issued a statement expressing their continued intent to pursue the investigation. Additionally, it seems as if the killings so far have been initiated at random, as investigators have been unable to identify any shared traits among the victims. A modern-day Jack the Ripper, the shadow of fear covering Suruhara City. The ongoing Suruhara City serial murder case that started on December 1st has claimed 7 victims so far. A crime of this scale and level of depravity is unheard of in post-war Japan. Depravity, sorry. I tried pronouncing it fancy and I did miserably. Although the criminal's MO resembles that of the prototypical serial killer frequently seen in Western society, expert opinion remains divided, as the victim's body shows no sign of sexual mutilation. Chaos in the streets, Suruhara City shooting incident! On December 2nd, around 1 p.m., a scuffle broke out amongst several boys in Maruya Mamachi, the city's largest downtown district. Officer Takao Oda was shot by one of the youth involved upon arriving at the scene. Maruya Mamachi. There we go. Maru Yamamachi. That's much easier if I just kind of sound it out like that. Officer Oda survived the incident, but is currently hospitalized. Criminal acts by juveniles have been on the rise in Suruhara City over the past few months. It would behoove the police to investigate the weapon employed in this incident and its means of acquisition. It didn't take me long to get my fill of news for the day. The teachers had given up on trying to teach today, abandoning most classes and telling us to study on our own. This provided the perfect opportunity for me to skip out onto the roof. But the faculty was probably in the midst of a heated debate right around now. In other words, they were most likely discussing whether or not to close the school until the serial murder case blew over. It wasn't hard to imagine that they were getting complaints from parents left and right, and it's not like the students themselves felt much differently. I mean, yeah. Today we were looking at less than a 70% attendance rate. We were past the point where you could just ignore things and keep teaching classes. And of course, none of the students actually attending were interested in the whole self-study idea. The classrooms were little more than an offline stage for the sort of debates people were having about the subject on message boards. Considering how many people were getting fed up with the whole thing, and just heading home entirely, I was a model student by comparison. You jammed a bunch of teenagers on edge into a box all day like this, and something was gonna give eventually. I really would have preferred to hit the road myself before any trouble arose, but I'd never hear the end of it from Kasumi, so I decided to just escape to the roof instead. Though, to be honest, there was another more pressing reason I had for wanting to be alone. I sighed and slunk down against the water tower. I'd been having the same dream every night now. The same developments every time, culminating in my decapitation by a guillotine, and every time I woke up from it, there had been a report of a new murder in the city. I still couldn't figure out who that girl was, even though we'd never had anything resembling a conversation. I couldn't get those plaintive eyes and that song of hers out of my head. The guillotine, the girl, my decapitated head rolling on the ground, bloody bodies with their heads severed. Couldn't help feeling that this was some sort of vicious cycle, with my dreams invading reality, and reality in turn affecting my dreams, growing worse by the day. Why was this happening? I could think of 3 hypotheses that seemed plausible. Number 1, it was all just a coincidence, random noise that only seemed to be forming a pattern. This was the most realistic answer. Number 2, I had psychic powers and my dreams were prophetic. I could predict the deaths of those around me. Such people did exist according to my knowledge. Number 3, the sort of cliche you see in mystery novels and the like. In other words,
俺が
the murderer?
するわけないだろ。
I banged my head against the water tower in an attempt to stave off that line of thought. Nah, I'm sure you're fine. Murder was by definition a destructive act. There was nothing to be gained from going around killing other people. I tried to force myself to think about it from a rational standpoint. All that had happened was a few strangers dying, right? I wasn't the sort of guy to get worked up over something so trivial. My thoughts threatened to get away from me and spiral into an endless pit unless I kept repeating that with enough conviction to piss even myself off. I couldn't afford to be concerned with the morality of my outlook on the situation. Continuing to fret about things would just dig me a deeper hole. If I wanted to convince myself that I was a normal person, then ignoring all this shit was my best course of action. Yeah, that's probably the best thing you can do. Not that a normal person would react like that to the current situation, of course. Suddenly the bell rang, interrupting my little reverie. It seemed that 4th period had already ended. If the faculty ended up deciding to close the school after all, the day's classes would likely end now. There'd probably be a school-wide broadcast soon enough, more than likely. Sure enough, a voice emerged from the intercom about 5 minutes later. The contents of the broadcast, however, were not what I had expected. I couldn't believe my ears at first, but I supposed it was an understandable position. Adults really had it rough. Another 5 minutes passed. I lay down on the ground and stretched out.
はあ、やっぱりここにいたよ。
Much like the school broadcast, I had expected this to occur, but not to play out exactly in the way. There we go. Fixed. Kasumi stared down at me with an exasperated look on her face.
藤井君が嫌いなのは面倒なこと。こご
What got me was that Himuro was there with her. Her tongue as pointed as ever. Also, this is a very stupid angle. I looked up at the two of them, scratching my head. Well then.
青、白。
あ、
見えてるぞ、角度的に。
ああ。
I zoomed in with my phone's camera, driven by a sense of
エッチ。
freaking beat the shit out of him at this point.
何してんのよ、このド変態！
Himuro had the ladylike decency to conceal herself, but Kasumi gave me even more of an eyeful as she launched a kick directly in my face, which I dodged neatly. God damn it! You were supposed to beat the shit out of him!
寝てるやつの前で仁王立ちなんかする方が悪いんだよ。
だからって、あんた。
She kept mumbling unintelligibly. I could only make out a few words here and there, like, "You didn't need to report on the colors."
ほら、これあげるから機嫌直しなさい。
You're not helping!
いや、その。
キャラメル1個で買収されるなよ。安い青色だな。
失礼ね。安くなんかないもん。こら、藤井君もからかわない。青い。その先輩、嫌がらせですか。ん？何のことかな、藤井君。
さあ、とりあえず空のように広い心を持ってほしいんですけどね。
青色だしね。
そうですね。
Miss Blue managed to plaster a smile on her face even as her temples twitched. How talented.
ま、そんなどうでもいいことは置いといて。
Meaningless indeed.
どうでもいいこと？
Well, it was!
ラメ入りとかスケスケとか秘密の小窓付きとかだったらどうでもよくないかもしれないけど。
Shut up. Just shut up.
受けが欲しかったらもっと精進しなさいね。
Himuro laid her hand on Kasumi's shoulder. A fascinating method of resolving the situation, to be sure, but effective in the sense that it made the other party feel like washing their hands of the whole thing. I'm gonna wash my hands of this. Dear God, this is just stupid.
もういい。なんだか疲れてきた。
You and me too.
体張らなきゃ人気者になれないよ。なんで私がパンツの種類で人気取らなきゃならないんですか？あとそこの盗撮魔、今すぐデータを抹消しなさい。
Break the whole phone for all I care. Do it.
怖いね。
おっかないですね。
もうなんなのよこいつら。
I could see that this would only end up going in circles, so I decided to let Kasumi off the hook for now. After that, Kasumi confiscated my phone and deleted all of the data on it in a record 2 to 3 minutes. Really? I could get that done in like 10 seconds. It doesn't take that long to delete a photo.
さっきの放送、休校はないって言ってたけど。
I couldn't imagine the students were all too pleased with the broadcast earlier. That was probably the reason why Kasumi and Himuro came up here looking for me too.
まさか一緒に講義しに行こうとか言わないよな。
言わないわよ。先生がそう決めたんだし、反抗なんかしませんです。
You could at least try looking like she meant it.
私はただ、あんたが午後の授業もサボらないよう見張りに来ただけ。
先輩も？
私はご飯を食べに来ただけ。
Himuro began to dig through her infinite supply of sandwiches. Where exactly did that pocket lead anyway?
食べる？
くれるなら。
綾瀬さんは？じゃあ、私も。
Kasumi and I each took sandwiches from Himuro. Our smiles were just a bit strained.
仲良し3人組。
Now that was a fanciful interpretation.
けど、なんでまたこの状況で休校しないんだろうな。どう思う？
子供じゃないんだしってことじゃない？これが原因で引きこもりが増えても困るだろうし。
We sat in a row on the bench and discussed current events while eating. Himuro and Kasumi were sitting on either side of me, boxing me in. How did we end up in this arrangement exactly?
でも、これで生徒から犠牲者が出たら、きっとただじゃ済まなくなるね。
Definitely not.
例えば？
責任問題。学園長の首もバッサリ。
Himuro made a neck-chopping gesture.
土曜日に生徒が殺された大学。あそこは休校になったらしいよ。賢明だね。
I mean... I guess?
身近に誰か一人でも犠牲が出ないと、日本人は目が覚めないようになってるのかな。
ああ、そういや先輩、クォーターだっけ？
うん。おじいちゃんがドイツ人。会ったことないけど。
Japanese German? Huh. Himuro nodded while munching on her sandwich. She wasn't the type to let her emotions show through, but maybe she was feeling a bit of righteous indignation herself.
ちょっと。
んだよ。
何かフォローしなさいよ。日本人がアホみたいに言われてるじゃない。
Well, I mean, if she would have said Americans are idiots, I would have totally 100% agreed.
いや、だって俺も同感だし。
Adults might have had their own set of problems to deal with, but sometimes you had to call a spade a spade.
だいたいここ以外ものんきすぎ。コンビニとか深夜営業のお店とか普通に開いてるし。危機感なさすぎだよ。そう思わない？
さあ、どうでしょうね。警察頑張ってるみたいですけど。
What were they supposed to do? Declare martial law? It wasn't like terrorists were prowling around. Would that have been legal? Maybe it was just me being ignorant, but stuff like this made you realize how gray of a country Japan could be.
藤井君、聞いてる？
Not necessarily.
一応。
じゃあどう思う？ちゃんと答えて。
ああ、おおむね同感なんですけどね。
I was seriously uncomfortable with answering that while Kasumi was glaring daggers at me from the opposite side.
おい。
何よ。
文句あるならお前が言えよ。俺パスな。
ずるいよ。
どっちが？
何話してるの？
いや、別に。
Are we like literally sitting next to each other? How the hell can you not hear us? It was no fun being leaned on. It was no fun being leaned in on from both sides at once. Nope. All I wanted to do was eat my lunch in peace. I couldn't handle a close-up of two hysterical women, so I leaned backward, but...
だからね、日本人は平和ボケしすぎだと思わない？
Himuro just kept moving in.
ほら、ちゃんと言い返して。
As did Kasumi. I could only lean back even further.
ねえ、何をこそこそ言ってるの？
Kill me. Kill me!
なんでもないです。ね、レン。
The both of them just kept moving in, and I just kept leaning further and further back. And then I heard it, an unpleasant creaking.
あのさ、
何？
受け身取ろうな。
We're about to fall back, aren't we?
は？
I'd almost rather not explain, but you see, the bench we were sitting on was not affixed to the ground. So if one were to lean back on it like I had been, it was only natural that the entire damn thing would tip over.
痛い。でも、ちょっと幸せ。って、あんた何どさくさ紛れに抱きついてんですか？腕枕。ちょっと先輩！
ああ、もうお前うるさいよ。
Damn, she was loud. I looked up at the sky hoping to find some sort of solace. Such a pretty day.
そろそろ5次元目が始まるね。
The bell signifying the end of lunch break rang shortly afterwards. The faculty had decided to actually hold afternoon classes, so it probably would have been bad if I didn't go.
授業が終わったら、綾瀬さんは今日もこれ？
Himuro mimed holding a bamboo sword.
そうですね。休校しないんだったら、私の日課を奪う権利なんかないですよ。
Just don't get yourself killed.
ほどほどにした方がいいと、私は思うんだけど。で、藤井くんも付き合うの？当然。
It seemed my feelings on the matter were irrelevant.
あんまり遅くなるのは勘弁だぞ。
うん、素振りくらいにしとくから。なんだったら、レアさんも付き合います？私はいい。夜道は怖いし。
That's a smart decision.
それに、今日はお客が来る日だから。
Oh!
早く帰らない。
お客？教会にですか？
うん。じゃあね。
Himuro made her leave on that note. Kasumi and I turned to look at each other.
教室戻るか。
Not like we got much choice.
そうだね。
So here I was, looking at 2 more hours of classes for the day. And on top of that, I had to stick around for this kendo freak's practice afterwards. What a day this would be.
お世話になりました。
Alright, I think that seems like a good place to go ahead and stop for right now. Okay, I shall name the Kendo Freak. There we go. Alright. Okay, so the death toll is rising. That is the opposite of good. I got to the point where I put in my first censor. The video's gonna look kind of jumpy with that, though. Oh well. Even got to see a gathering of a bunch of different characters whose names I don't really. I wish I could remember them right now. These characters have multiple names, which makes it kind of difficult, but we did get a good look at the priest, a white-haired guy, and an Angie-looking lady. And still no sign of Shiro. I mean, unless Shiro grew out his hair and kind of changed his face a little bit, and now he's that priest, but I'm betting you that is not the case. I'm betting you the priest is the actual golden-haired guy with the Magus Pearl or Mercurius. Why do they have to have so many goddamn names? It's kind of difficult. Also, can somebody kind of explain that that in between the right before chapter 2 actually started, what was that? It looked like it was a sort of a score, like 0 out of something swastikas, and was there something that I was supposed to keep an eye out on or click during this thing? Or is that just actual story progression and that's how many we've seen? I do not know. I'm pretty... Could one of you guys actually explain that to me? I'm a little bit confused on that. Anyway, I wonder who the hell the killer is. I imagine it must have... It probably was the, that one woman that we saw right before we got to see the white hair, red hair, and priest. It might have been her, possibly. Or maybe it was the beast that she was... that it was referring to her hunting. That was the one that was killing them. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, that's still early. Anyway, if you guys like this, be sure to let me know. So thank you all so much for watching. I'm kind of excited. I am enjoying this, despite the unnecessary moment there. I am enjoying this, despite that. So, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hello there everybody, Sabato92 here, and if you like this video, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. And hey, if you guys like my content, then maybe you'd like to check out another channel who I think deserves equal attention. So click that Nightmare emblem and check out that channel, or go to the links in the description down below. Once again, thank you, and I'll see you guys in the next video.